Hey there, fellow Americans. Breaking news that could change everything for millions of seniors across the country. The IRS has just confirmed the exact deposit dates for the new $7,000 stimulus payments specifically targeting Social Security recipients. Yes, you heard that right, $7,000 in direct payments coming to qualifying seniors on SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits. This is not a drill, and the money could be hitting your account within weeks. Have you been struggling to keep up with inflation while living on a fixed income? Are you one of the millions of Americans who've been waiting for the government to acknowledge the financial crisis facing our senior population? Well, today's video contains all the information you need to know about these critical payments. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell right now so you don't miss any updates about these stimulus payments that could be coming your way. The news broke yesterday when Treasury officials confirmed what many had been hoping for, a targeted economic relief package aimed specifically at older Americans who've been disproportionately affected by rising costs. After months of congressional debates and advocacy from senior organizations, the stimulus plan has moved from proposal to reality. The $7,000 payment represents one of the largest direct payments to individuals since the COVID-19 pandemic began, reflecting the government's recognition of the unique financial challenges facing America's senior population. But here's the critical part: not everyone will receive their payment on the same day, and understanding the rollout schedule is essential to knowing when your funds will arrive. According to the official IRS announcement, the distribution will follow a similar pattern to previous stimulus rollouts, with electronic deposits being processed first, followed by physical checks for those without direct deposit information on file. Have you updated your direct deposit information with the Social Security Administration recently? If not, you might want to do so immediately to ensure you're in the first wave of recipients. The initial batch of direct deposits is scheduled to begin processing on May 15th, with funds typically appearing in accounts within 2 to 3 business days. The second wave will begin on May 29th, followed by a third wave on June 12th. Paper checks will start being mailed on June 5th and continue on a weekly basis through July. But who exactly qualifies for these payments? This is where the details really matter. The stimulus is specifically targeted at seniors receiving Social Security retirement benefits, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, and Veterans Affairs, VA, benefits. However, there are important income thresholds to be aware of. Single filers with adjusted gross incomes below $75,000 will receive the full $7,000 payment. The amount gradually phases out for incomes between $75,000 and $90,000, with no payments for those earning above $90,000. For married couples filing jointly, the full payment is available for households earning under $150,000, with a complete phase-out at $180,000. Have you filed your most recent tax return? The IRS will use your most recent filing to determine eligibility, so ensuring your information is current is crucial. What makes this stimulus particularly significant is the recognition of the unique economic challenges facing older Americans. Unlike the general population, most seniors live on fixed incomes that haven't kept pace with the dramatic inflation we've seen over the past 2 years. The average Social Security recipient has seen their purchasing power diminish substantially, with essentials like groceries, utilities, and especially healthcare costs rising at alarming rates. The $7,000 payment is designed specifically to help bridge that gap and provide meaningful relief. But what exactly is the government hoping seniors will do with this money? While there are no restrictions on how recipients can use these funds, officials have suggested the stimulus is intended to help with essential expenses like housing, food, medication, and utilities. Beyond the basic eligibility requirements, there are several special circumstances worth noting. Seniors who serve as caregivers for dependent children or adults may be eligible for additional funds. Those who have experienced a significant change in income since their last tax filing may also qualify for reassessment. And if you're wondering about how this might affect other benefits you receive, the good news is that this stimulus payment will not count as income for determining eligibility for federal benefit programs. Have you been concerned about how a large payment might impact your Medicaid, SNAP, or housing assistance? You can rest assured that these stimulus funds are protected and won't jeopardize your existing benefits. Some of you might be wondering how this new stimulus compares to previous COVID-era payments. The key difference is the targeted nature of this relief. Rather than providing smaller payments to a broader population, lawmakers have chosen to focus significant support on one of the most vulnerable demographics, older Americans on fixed incomes. The $7,000 figure wasn't arbitrary, either. Economic analysts calculated this amount based on the cumulative impact of inflation on typical senior expenses over the past 24 months, essentially attempting to restore purchasing power that has been eroded by rising costs. Does this approach make more sense than universal payments? Many economists believe targeted relief is more effective at addressing specific economic hardships while minimizing inflationary pressure. For those receiving VA benefits, there are some additional considerations to be aware of. The rollout schedule for VA beneficiaries will follow a slightly different timeline, with the first payments beginning on May 22. This slight delay is due to coordination between the VA and Treasury Department systems. VA benefit recipients should verify that their payment information is current through the VA's online portal rather than the SSA's system. Additionally, VA beneficiaries who also receive Social Security benefits will need to understand how these dual entitlements affect their stimulus eligibility. Are you one of the approximately 1.4 million Americans who receive both VA and Social Security benefits? If so, you'll receive your payment based on whichever benefit program has your most recent direct deposit information on file. What steps should you take now to ensure you receive your payment promptly? First, verify that your direct deposit information is current with the relevant agency, either the Social Security Administration or the VA. Second, if you haven't filed a tax return recently because your income didn't require it, consider filing a simplified return to ensure the IRS has your current information. Third, be on alert for potential scams. Whenever government payments are announced, fraudsters inevitably emerge with schemes to steal personal information. Remember that legitimate government agencies will never call, text, or email asking for personal or banking information or requesting a fee to process your stimulus payment. Have you received suspicious communications about these stimulus payments already? Report them immediately to the FTC at ReportFraud. FTC.gov. For SSDI recipients, the payment schedule will align with your regular disability payment date. This means if you normally receive your SSDI payment on the third Wednesday of the month, your stimulus will likely arrive on or around May 21st. SSI recipients can expect their payments to arrive on May 15th, which coincides with the regular SSI payment date for May. This coordination with existing payment schedules is intended to simplify the distribution process and make it easier for recipients to anticipate when funds will arrive. But what if your payment doesn't arrive when expected? The IRS is establishing a dedicated helpline specifically for stimulus-related inquiries, which will go live on May 10th. Additionally, the Get My Payment tool on the IRS website will be reactivated to allow recipients to check their payment status. There's also important news regarding taxation of these payments. Unlike some forms of income, these stimulus payments will not be subject to federal income tax. This means the full $7,000 remains available for your needs without setting aside a portion for next year's tax bill. However, state tax treatment may vary depending on where you live. Most states will follow the federal approach and exempt these payments from state income tax, but a handful of states may have different policies. Have you considered checking with your state's tax authority or a qualified tax professional about how your state will treat these payments? Doing so could prevent unexpected tax surprises next year. Some advocacy groups have raised questions about whether this one-time payment is sufficient to address the ongoing financial challenges facing seniors. While the $7,000 stimulus provides immediate relief, many argue that more sustainable solutions are needed to ensure long-term financial security for older Americans. Several proposals are currently being discussed in Congress, including potential adjustments to how Social Security cost of living increases are calculated, expansion of Medicare coverage for essential services like dental and vision care, and programs to reduce prescription drug costs. Would you prefer one-time payments like this stimulus or more permanent changes to benefit structures? This question remains at the center of ongoing policy debates. For those who assist older family members with their finances, now is an important time to ensure they're prepared to receive and properly manage these funds. If you help manage finances for a parent or other relative receiving Social Security or VA benefits, check that their direct deposit information is current and that they're aware of the upcoming payment. For seniors in nursing homes or other care facilities, it's important to understand that these stimulus payments belong to the recipient, not the facility. Care facilities cannot legally claim these payments, even for residents whose care is covered by Medicaid. Are you concerned about protecting a vulnerable family member's stimulus payment? Consider reaching out to your local area agency on aging for guidance on benefit protection rules. As we wrap up today's breaking news about the confirmed $7,000 stimulus payments for seniors, let's recap the key points. Payments will begin rolling out on May 15th for direct deposit recipients, with paper checks following on June 5th. Eligibility is primarily based on receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, with income thresholds determining the full payment amount. These funds won't affect eligibility for other federal benefit programs and aren't subject to federal income tax. Most importantly, these payments represent recognition of the unique financial challenges facing America's senior population during these economically challenging times. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button and share this video with others who might benefit from this critical update. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates on financial relief programs, benefit changes, and other news affecting seniors and benefits recipients. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with more important updates you won't want to miss.